Well, hello. You have reached Jolene at a Jewel Design, and we are here with another day of digital reveals. We did in the beginning of the month, we did a bunch of vintage roses and Valentines. We have done journals throughout the month. All very red, creamy, warm, great January, February vibes. And I didn't get to the winter journal with me's, but I figured I'd do some lovely sort of blue feels and get into wintry, but maybe pre-spring. But we get into some lovely Victorian blues, as I call it. And it's my newest digital kit that is released as of today. And it's in my Etsy shop. The link is down below in the description. The link directly to this kit, of course, is there within the description. And at the bottom of it is the link tree that shows all my social media. And my Etsy shop is one of them. So we're going to get right to it today, and we're going to show off this lovely 28-page kit. We have decorative pages, we have collages, we have pattern papers, we have basic distress pages that I threw in here to help back things. And we have, of course, our lovely pages of ephemera that I provide for you guys to help expand this kit and mix it in with others that you see fit. Some pages work with other ephemera. The ephemera works with other kits, other pages, other papers. Depends how you make your journal. There's all kinds of stuff to play with the 2 PDFs. One for the pages, one for the ephemera. You have your choice of when to print and how, and really enjoy everything the digital kit has to offer, I hope. So as we start off, we have a number of our horizontal 8.5 by 11 pages folded right down the middle. It gives you a beautiful 8 tall by 8.5 wide journal page, so you can make a nice lovely 9 by 6, really simple. Trim off the edges, back it with your favorite page. Now I backed mine just a little shy of what I wanted. I am going to trim that, and I'm going to end up cutting it a little close. But the pages that are provided with you at the end of the kit, definitely print these guys actual size. I think I printed everything. I printed this one fit to print, and I wish I hadn't. It came up a little shy. So print everything actual size, if you're allowed to do such a thing. Otherwise, hopefully all the fit to print will work for you and you don't have to cut too much off. Every once in a while, those things do not pan out like they're supposed to when you put through the printer. But hopefully I did well, that when even if I trim this off, I'm either going to distress it. This is a good place to add lace. Maybe we use a tuck. I have a couple good ephemera pieces. That'll be great to extend that page out and maybe make it a tuck on one side. So there are always ways to fix it, as Gail Augustinelli says, everything can be fixed. Nothing is wasted, right? But I went ahead and used one of the blues or one of the creams to back every one of my pages, and the cream to back all my ephemera that I know I wanted some kind of color on it. So the corners are distressed, the middle is a little more neutral, but when you're using your ephemera, you'll have some colored background on it. You can stamp on it, you can stencil over it, you can layer on it, or just simply have that base color to help write on it, right? Right on it, right? And it's great for when you're folding these. You automatically have a distressed page to play with when you want to do, your tucks, your envelopes, your pockets, or just writing space. So it is always great to have something backed. Now, there are background papers and background pages in here that you could use to back some of these so they don't feel like they're all written on. But this way, again, this can be more decorated. This stays to simply being a journal page. So hopefully you have enough options. So there's number 1 with the backing. Number 2, again, everything should fold beautifully down the middle with room to leave you to play with, a decor, or just leave it be. And of course, sometimes it's fun just to cut out those corners, if nothing else, if you want to do it, use it some other way. I could totally see cutting this out and plopping it on another page or a cover, and then you have that chunk in the middle where you have more lace. Like, pages can be used many ways, but they're great to know that you can just fold them and throw them in a journal. So I did call this Victorian blues because, as you notice, you look at blue dresses for Victorian, and this one seems more like baby blue. That one was blue, but it had a tendency of looking a little teal. That one was more like an aquamarine. Depending on how it prints, of course, I try to make them level out, but everything was either from baby blue to sort of tealy blue, but that pale teal, that sea foam. So I figured it was the Victorian blues. It was every hint of blue, besides going navy, that could be possibly within their darling clothing. So we have wreaths of flowers and frames and kitty. My daughter found this vintage cat It's the first photo of a cat in 1880. And it is the cutest thing, isn't it? It's cream and beige. So you see him a couple times show up because, well, he just had to make an entrance. And I also had found one of these lovely teacups. It was the only one with the real blue in it. Again, it brings up a green more than a blue, but I had fun playing with it just as a nice bright hint of something when we wanted to change up the photos, the pages a little bit and throw something exciting in there. Talk about excitement. I went for a large collage page. But again, when you fold it down the middle, this is a really gorgeous front page. Could be a really fun inner cover. This could be fun to cover on the inside of your book, except that all the fun stuff's in the back. But it's not a bad thing to have your last page very decorative. But either way, yeah. So this I thought had a potential of, fun cover, something to collage on. This could be your center of your signature if you just wanted a lot of pizzazz in the middle. I just thought it was all the fun elements I sort of used throughout the book and put it all together. Now, we have 2 pages this time around that are actually vertical pages. This one is great. This one I can see still is a horizontal, easy to fold, great page, simple background. You can fold it this way. Either way, you could either have potential. The writing doesn't really matter on it. But it is a potential of, as a vertical page, which we do with our Edith Holdens. We do it with our magazines. We just turn them on their side and we put them in, right? But I just wanted some fun. Sometimes you get tired of designing everything horizontally. So I did one vertical page that can be seen as a vertical, and maybe you can fold it and put it on a folio and do something different with it. Or you turn it on its side, not a big deal. It's your standard horizontal page. Now this one, on the other hand, is a honest to God vertical. So you'd put it in like any other book. And maybe it would be sort of fun to put a pocket underneath it or something interesting. I don't know. I just wanted to have a fun. You could put it anywhere, use it for something else. It doesn't have to be a page in the book. It could be you could use it in a folio. There's all these wonderful things going on right now with all these different cutouts and multiple folds. And maybe you take it, I could see taking it and cutting it up a little bit actually and using it on the envelopes. Plenty of ways to use this, right? But I wanted to play around with something different. So you have 2 potential vertical pages, but really cut them up, play with them, put them to use as you see fit. And then we have our pattern background pages. So we have 2 different laces. We have one where the lace over more of the blue teal. We have a fabric teal that's a little dark. Some of my pages, once they were photoshopped, did some really interesting things. But again, it's that all the hues of the blues. From blue to teal that you could play with and see within the Victorian line. So I had some fun with this one. Again, folded, twisted, multi-folded and covered. It's great background pages. We have blue and cream stripes with lace overlaid. We have a really pale blue and cream plaid with the lace in between, and it's just sort of faded in the middle to give you some, again, potential for writing on it, layering it, and giving you what you need to use for it. Then there's the opposite lace where we have the cream underneath it, and we have some of this washed out color paper that I have on the outside of some of the other items. So you have a couple different laces. I try to flip them around, twist them around. We have our polka dots, again, sort of the same feel fabric wise as the stripes, the up and down vertical pattern. We see this a lot in our fabric. And so here's your polka dotted fabric also, and they had a different feel when they were played with. They got a little darker than the rest. But it's nice to have not everything the exact same tint. Having some darker hints, having some lighter ones. It's just not all the flat same color. And then I just have double of the last one. So it's 15 pages of pages, papers, backgrounds, and distress papers in the first PDF of the kit. Hopefully enough to play with for you guys. And then we have 13 pages of ephemera. So we have all my favorites, the things that I always do. So you have 2 vertical and 2 horizontal large journal cards, okay, to stuff into all the pretty pockets. Of course, as I said, I backed all of my ephemera with the cream where I needed backing so that I know it's ready to go and I don't have to worry about distressing it or making it look vintage when I need a journaling space. Okay, and these are just some of the larger pages that I love. I shrunk to fit that lovely... we go 3 3/4 by 5-inch cards that I'd create. We have a number of pockets and envelope pieces, different sizes. So I threw all of them in there for all the little ephemera, all the little bits and pieces. The Victorians, they had all their pretty little clutches and the little purses and little hide holes, and liked having a lot of little areas to hide things. So I thought it'd be fun to make sure we had enough of those too. So we have our flags, we have some labels, we have our tabs. We have a 4-flap journal holder envelope. So when you turn it, cut along, fold along the right lines that you can see. The shadow is just there to help you cut things out. And you can always just touch up the triangles just to make sure they fit within your folds. And all these smaller 6-up journal cards do fit in this lovely envelope. I did do 2 of the larger belly bands this time around. A nice wide belly band with a fun, somewhat circular image. This is where on these pages, where if the pages are a little off and you need to make it work, you could put this on an edge of a paper. Put on the end of the paper, you have an automatic built-in tab. You have a tuck on this side. It's one of my favorite things to play with. I'll have to try to do more of it this year when I remind myself when I'm making journals that we, use these things. I made them in the autumn harvest one. We made the big old pumpkins. I did one for Santa in the Christmas Joy, and I want to say one before autumn, but autumn may have been the first time I really got to a really large ordeal. So those were a lot of fun. Another coin pocket. We have our double-sided, our double corner pocket stackable. A lot of fun on that. That is backwards though. But the way it covers itself, you're not going to be able to tell that the wording's backwards. Plus, it's probably in French. Oh, my luck. Mason, maybe. All right, so we have our double corner pocket stackable. We have another coin thumb purse. We have our large tags. Another sort of a belly band washi type, element to work with. I thought we had to make sure the girls were definitely emphasized. But again, you can fold this, distress it, and you have a great 3-fold piece like I did in the Valentine book. And Lorette plays with these a lot and has all kinds of fun with them, and it adds pockets inside them and everything. So then I did 2 double journal tags again, as I did in the Shabby Winter. What did I play with one? I just played with one, and what did I play with it in? Oh, Valentine's. But I think I took some tags that happened to be side by side and made them work. But I believe in the Shabby Winter, I also did the 2-up, so you could cut them and use them. And this time around, when I made the scallops, it actually sort of removed the line naturally for me. And so you just have this continuous score it here, and you have this perfect little 3-fold, trifold, little mini scalloped mini trifold little embellishment. There we go. They're tags, they're scallop tags, but make a cute little fold out where you can write all the way on the inside. There won't be any lines in the way if you don't distress them. You have a nice continuous secret you could write inside it and fold it up and tuck it into a pocket. If you do it right, you can actually make a pocket on the inside of this one. Do on the back side, make a pocket, and then you could tuck that little guy inside there. So these are definitely where the pages sort of coincide. There are different elements of it, so when you fold it front or back, it's really pretty. But you do. So then here's the second large belly band. This one was just a teacup without the handle, sort of like a urn. And it's something where you can fold it and turn it into a tab. Turn to a tab. You can do it to fold over, put a paper clip inside it, add some extra, fussies to it, and make it a really decorative little fold over page element. And it's not super small, so you have some room to play with it. And then I went ahead and added back in. We did this in the fall. Was my journal card tag sleeve. Journal card and tag sleeve. And a little picture down below to remind you that if you fold it, in the appropriate area, you can wrap around your cards and glue it down and make it sort of like, a sleeve. It's sort of like a belly band for a journal card, but instead of going sideways in, you're going to tuck it down straight in. So this was really pretty. I love this clusters that I created on one of the pages, and I thought I would just continue on with that cluster in other areas. So just another fun belly band, tuck, wrap around sleeve for the journal cards to help, sort of literally tuck things into the page and give you more freedom to find new ways to use them that you didn't have to cut a piece of paper to death for. Then you have 4 tickets. So you sort of getting fun where, I made a whole page of tickets at one point, but didn't seem like it was a huge hit. So I thought, well, what if In most of the kits, I always have some weird space. You just get a couple tickets, some new embellishments to work with the kit. So it's probably going to be my new thing. You're going to get a set of 4 in most kits that coincide with, of course, the kit itself and all the embellishments. Well, here's the 6-up journal cards that do fit in that 4-flapped envelope. I always make sure that they fit. Distressed, ready to go, great elements and angles from the pages that you couldn't, if you cut it off, it'd be too big or too small to try to make a journal card. And you then have all the rest of that paper they have to play with. Where here, you have it prepped, ready to go. And you have journal cards, pre-made. You don't have to try to, create your own out of corners of the pages. So you have 2 single cornered pockets, some coins. This is the folio file folder, little mini book cover. I always like making little mini book covers, file folder book covers. Make little journals out of them and stuff them into a good pocket within the journal, or inside a folio or whatever. So these can be used in many ways, but I just thought this would be a fun page again to use as an element. And again, when you take the whole page and you shrink it to a certain size, you get the whole lovely image and you have it contained within a smaller size, not trying to shrink it yourself on your copier and hoping that it works out. Then you have my 2 smaller envelopes for other elements to get fussies in it. You fold these out. They are slightly decorated. This one, is my scallop clutch purse element. Just with a single thumb notch because 3 would be too much in such a small envelope. But I love this corner. It was totally upside down. It just reminded me a little bit of Alice in Wonderland with the frame and the teacup sitting on the frame, but the pictures are inside and out of the frame and upside down, and I don't know. I had a fun moment with that. I just thought it was super fun. So you have these some more small envelope pockets. These are great to attach cards to and make a continuous fold out. You can stack them, layer them, have them keep opening out upon each other. So it's, again, just another really fun element. And then we have about 3 more pages of elements, fussy cuts, and embellishments. So we have 2 more pockets that you can stack. Lately, I've been stacking these. But these I wouldn't stack just because all the fun is on the bottom of each one of them. But side by side, top and bottom, got another washi belly band, some stamps, more coins, cute little card, a really base label to layer up with, and like I said, the 2 pockets. Then a lot of the pieces that I used throughout the pages when I was creating, I gave you the fussy cut pages, and I put a cream outline around all of them to help with that easy cut, so that you didn't have to have perfection, and it would help you with the distressing when you're done because you didn't have to try to cut for perfect white, mishaps. So we have some of the paper elements. I did shrink them up, so you had multitudes of some things. We have some flowers. Probably could give you a few more flowers. I didn't really think about that, but these were the flowers and the elements we used. The hat's hiding on a page. This is really cute. I made sure there was cream to make it really easier, I should say, to cut out. And then you have your 4 girls, the 2 hats, some flowers, the frame, and then the kitty cat within that wreath that we use constantly because he was just too adorable not to have sitting in our pieces. Right? We can't not have him. He's got a little bit of everything. They're all about 3 inches tall. You could put it inside the frame a couple times over. It's a little bit of work, in the sense we have to put all of it just for one frame. Guess I could have made multiples of that. But yeah, I could go on forever and have pages after pages of sizes and things for you guys. And then it's, I could think forever. Go on forever on all the possibilities for you guys. But pretty soon, it'd be a lot of pages to print. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have 13 pages of ephemera ready to be used and layered, fussy cuts, embellishments to enhance your new blue Victorian journal kit. I am calling this the Victorian blues because there's all kinds of blues to seafoam to teals within the kit with a little bit, the Victorian feel with the girls and their dresses, letters, the envelopes, just the prettiness of it all, books, the wreaths, the kitty cat, stamps. It almost reminds me of a stamp, but it also reminds me of almost the like the address, like the house number. I don't know why that one does. But there you go. So thank you so much as we end January here on A Jewel Design here on YouTube. We're ending January with the last tidbit of digital for the month. This is the first journal kit of the season. I've done your mini ephemera kits. I've done your labels, your words, journal cards, 5x7 pages, a bunch of little stuff, all for Valentine's and just late winter. But this will be the first full journal kit of the season for 2022. And what a gorgeous kit. I hope you love it. I'm in love with it with all its pretty, just lacy feminine feels. It's in the pretty soft blues still, which is great if you're still a very wintry person. You give that feel of pale blue, but it's a great start to spring also. So covers all bases. So again, the description and the link for this kit is down below, and down below the little arrow, down in the show more, as I showed you guys in the beginning of the year, where to find those things. If not, just go to a Jewel Design. Spelled the same way as it is on the YouTube. It's spelled, of course, in Etsy or darn close. There's a few things like an underscore, or that I do or don't have. I think I have it under like 5 different directions. But I wanted to share with you guys before my week got really crazy. And the next 2 weeks is going to be a little quieter here on YouTube. I am extremely packed and busy with being in and out of town, and getting the little one back into her swing because she had an extra week off. How funny, right? So we're going to get her into the swing of things. I'm going to be in and out of town with my husband. And then we'll get started all over again and see what else we can create. So thank you for joining. Thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, loving, and commenting. I really appreciate it. This is Jolene with the Jewel Design, and I will talk to you early February. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.